today we're going to be doing about 20 minutes of Pilates stretch and release work. Of course, there will be some movements which are focused more on strengthening the muscles and stabilising the joints, but mostly with a focus on opening through the chest and shoulders, getting the spine mobilised, and just really waking up your body. Yeah, so a great session to do if you're feeling a little bit lacklustre and tired, just to kind of either wake you up in the morning or send you into a nice calm state at the end of the day. Alrighty, so we're going to get started lying down on your back, finding your knees and feet about hip distance apart, and just settling yourself down. Here, bringing your hands on top of your rib cage or belly, and start to take nice deep breaths here. So in through the nose, opening through the rib cage, and exhale out through the mouth. And again, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keeping this breath pattern going, we're focusing on that lovely inhalation. The rib cage lifts, separating and stretching between each individual rib, and then softening the belly as you exhale. You should start to feel the tension release from the head, neck and shoulders. Just feeling the back of the head, shoulder blades, rib cage, tailbone, heels and toes all heavy to the floor. And just really getting your mind ready and set for the workout today. Good, one more deep breath in. Exhale. You're in your room. Good. Now from here, deep breath in, hugging knee into your chest. Exhale. Let the knee go. Now your other knee, hug it in towards your chest. Give it a nice deep squeeze towards your armpit. And then release again. Good, a few more here, side to side. So trying to keep both bottom bones still fairly heavy down onto your mat, rather than lifting up. But not being too strict with yourself here, just giving yourself a nice hug and squeeze as each knee draws in towards you. We'll do one more on each side, and just check that you're finishing off with the leg that you didn't start with. Good, and then taking those legs back to that alignment so they look like an 11 position, heels nice and close to your tailbone, hands by your sides. Deep breath in, arching the back, let the rib cage flare. Exhale, finding rib to hip connection, flattening lower back to your mat. And again, breathing in, arching. And exhale, flatten and compress the abdomen. Now what we're starting to find here is a little bit of abdominal engagement, that feeling of flattening, compressing, working those deep transversus muscles, yeah? But also just getting the spine moving here. So not being too strict with your body, just seeing how much movement you have here today. It might be a lot, it might be a little. Work with what you've got. Nice, one more. And then laying those palms flat down to the floor on your next one. Start to squeeze the glutes, push through the heels, ripple all the way up through your spine to your shoulder bridge. Nice deep breath in at the top. And then exhale, massaging your spine back down to your mat, one vertebrae at a time. And again, inhale, breath to arch. Exhale, breath to ripple. And what we're trying to focus on here is that articulation through the spine, lifting one vertebrae off at a time, and then on the way down, laying them down one at a time. Good, now you may have noticed I've got a little bit of company, a little bit of a bump. But in that top position, what we're aiming for is a long line from your knee all the way through to your shoulder. So you have nice flatness through the front of the hips, through the front of the abdomen, and just a natural curve in the lower back. I've got a little bit of an extra curve there. Good. Next one, you're going to hold it up here at the top. Really finding the glutes here. So get the seat active. The abdominals are working. And we're just going to take a little trot through the heels. One heel lifts, change other heel, change other heel. You should feel hamstrings working here, glutes working, keeping your pelvis steady and high at exactly the same height. Good. Just another 4 here. 3, 2, and 1. Both heels lift, ripple down through the spine, and then just give those legs a nice hugging towards you. Look at that little rock from side to side. We're going to come into our first twisting exercise here. So placing your feet fairly wide on your mat, your hands come to a V shape, and then you're just going to let your knees fall over in one direction. Now I'm not going to twist very far because I'm prenatal, but you're welcome to take those knees a little bit further and really feeling that rotation, that spiraling through the spine, all the way from the top of your head to your tailbone. Deep breath in, knees through center, and then up and over to the other side. And same. If you can get those knees all the way to the floor, fantastic. If not, don't worry about it. You can hear my washing machine in the background. Never mind. Good, one direction. It's on a spin cycle. And through center. And other side. And through center. Nice. Give those legs a little hug towards you. And then rocking and rolling along the length of your spine up to a seated position. Good, so now we're going to come to a 4-point kneel position. So bringing your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. I'm going to take a couple of cat-to-cows here just to get a little bit more movement through the spine. So deep breath in, arching the back, lifting the chest, drop the belly. And then exhale, scooping, lengthening lower back and looking towards your own thighs. Good, now really focusing on that stretch between the shoulder blades here. So when we were doing those hip rolls up and down to shoulder bridge, we were mostly getting the lower back moving, the mid back, and now really think about that upper back area. So as we scoop the belly, really parting between the shoulder blades, pressing through the hands, and as we drop, that feeling of lifting through the chest. Just keep the breath going here. Nice inhale breath, and then exhale breath, scoop. One more to go. And exhale, scoop. Back to a nice flat neutral spine. You can see that my spine is fairly flat and not sinking between the shoulders or through the belly. So there's a feeling of holding the body away from the floor without rounding the spine. And then from here you wag your imaginary tail, looking back to one hip, cinching the waist, look back to the other hip, cinching the waist. And again, just seeing what movement you have here today. It might be a little, it might be a lot. Just work with what you've got going. Good. For another 3, another 2, good, and 1. And take a moment to part the toes together, knees apart, and reaching forward so you get that lovely length all the way from toes to fingertips. Good, maybe a little sway from side to side. And here we do our spider hands. So lifting up onto the fingertips, wriggle your hands forward a little bit, and then sitting your bottom back to your heels. Good, just letting the forehead gently come to your mat. One more, up onto the fingertips, reaching forward, and then sitting back to your heels. Good, nice. Rippling up through your spine. From here, come back to 4-point kneel, but then stepping your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So we are here. And a couple of times we're just going to press the hips forwards and then drawing back a little bit. Press the hips forwards, finding that length through the hip flexor. And then you may even feel a little bit of hamstring stretch on this right leg as well. Pressing back. 2 more here. And your last one, holding the hips forward, hold. Good. Now you're welcome to come as low as feels comfy for you. Remember, it's not a deep, deep stretch yet. We're just getting started. Reaching your right fingertips up to the sky. Good. From here, drop down. Try and drop your elbow down towards the floor. It may or may not get there. 3 more. Big inhale, reach. And exhale, drop down. 2 more. Reach. And drop. Last one. Lifting. And dropping. Good. From here, hands back down underneath your chest. Just take a moment to push the hips back, feeling a little bit more length through that right hamstring. Checking that the shoulders are nice and relaxed, maybe softening the elbows. And just holding here for 3, 2, 1. Nice, and release. We're going to change over to the other side now. So, hands under shoulders, big step of that left foot forward to the outside of the left hand, and sinking your hips down here. Good. Little breath in to release. Exhale to send the hips forward. For another 3, and hips forward. Feeling that lovely length through the front of the right hip flexor. Feels really nice. And last one, holding down as low as you can today. Big reach up to the sky. Lift, 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 lift. And then lowering down, elbow towards the floor. And then again, lifting up, reach, reach, reach. And then lowering down. And just a reminder, it may not feel the same on the other side as it did on the first side, yeah? So this feels a little bit tighter for me. But I'm just breathing through it. Last one. Holding it down. Nice, hands under your shoulders. Take a moment just to lengthen to that hamstring stretch. So just checking hips have come back over your knee. You can have a little soften in that front knee if you need. Chest towards your thigh and holding here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, and release. Ooh, good. Just taking a moment to sit back onto the heels. Maybe a little roll of those shoulders back in one direction and other direction. Good. Guys, you're going to grab a set of hand weights, or if you don't have hand weights today, you can just grab a couple of water bottles or maybe a couple of cans of vegetables. But we want them to be between about ½ kilo, so that's 500 grams, and 1 kilo, yeah? I'm going to do some work for opening through the chest and getting those muscles working, especially the ones that surround the shoulder blades and the upper back, yeah? So I'm actually going to show this from the side so you can see a little bit more clearly. We're going to be sitting cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. If you need to prop yourself up on a pillow, absolutely fine, or even come sitting on a chair for this one. So, think about first of all lining up your spine so it's stacked vertically, as if you had a brick wall behind you. You're not leaning back into it, you're not leaning away from it. Yep. You're going to reach your fingertips forward, palms face in, and just check you have that slight squeeze under the armpits and pulling the belly in. Now, your spine is not going to move off of that brick wall we've talked about. It's going to stay there, but what you're going to find is movement of the shoulder blades around the rib cage. So it's a breath in, and you're going to find those shoulder blades slide around the rib cage. The fingertips reach forward a little, and then exhale, shrugging shoulders back so that the shoulder blades come closer to each other. It's a breath in to reach forward, and an exhale breath to reach back. So you can see this movement is quite small. On you it may be even smaller. If you're a little bit limited through your shoulders or through the upper back, it's actually quite difficult to get the scapulae moving and isolating. but great if you suffer with any shoulder girdle injuries or you struggle with any upper back tension, just to get those muscles firing, and then you actually free up the mobility as well, yeah? Good. 2 more here. And reaching. Last one. Nice, reaching. From here, turn the palms up. We're going to hug elbows back behind you. Think about squeezing something underneath your armpit and then reaching forward. So we're working the shoulder muscles and biceps a little more here. Hug in and reach forward. You've got another 6 to go here. And reach. Good. Again, imagine that brick wall behind you. You're not leaning back, you're not leaning forward. You're right up on top of your sit bones. For another 3. And reach. 2. Right up in front of the shoulders. Last one. Good. And then hug elbows all the way into your waist. That feeling of wearing a beautiful necklace and showing it off to someone in front of you as you take your dumb waiters. So elbows hug to waist, opening out to your dumb waiter, and then closing back in again. And what we don't want to happen here, first of all, I'll do another right one. But we're really finding that movement from the shoulder girdle. We're not finding it by arching or flaring the rib cage, yeah? So as the arms come out to the side, feel a very light squeeze down of the tips of the shoulder blades and slightly in, but never are we popping the rib cage open. So think about keeping those abdominals active, slight rib to hip connection. Another 4 to go here. My elbows are hugging right into my waist. They are not leaving my sides. I feel that connection. And last one, hold them out here. Hold, and just a little press back 8 times. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And release a moment. Nice. Couple of shoulder rolls back in one direction. Ooh, and then the other direction. Good. You can stay facing the front, but all you're going to do is change your legs crossed in the other direction. I'm going to come back to face you, and we're going to do a little bit of a twist here. Yeah? So again, if you have hand weights, fantastic. You're going to hold them together right in front of your chest, the elbows wide, spine stacked, chest lifted, and then just 3 little rotations around to your right. So we rotate around for 3, 2, 1. Draw back through center, other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Through center, other side. So little exhales. Now, because I'm prenatal, I'm not twisting too far. Yeah, but if you like, you can come a little bit further around that twist. What we're focusing on, however, is always keeping those hand weights right in front of your sternum and keeping both sit bones really, really glued to the floor. And what this ensures is that we're not just taking the arms around the body and not moving the spine, whereas we're really thinking about that spiral all the way from tailbone to the top of your head. Good. You're going to feel your obliques working here a little bit, but most importantly, those muscles surrounding the spine, multifidus, helping us find that rotation. 2, 1, and then just side to side, a little bit quicker, side to side. Always opening through the chest. Good. Another 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice. Couple of shoulder rolls. Just popping your hand weights to the side. We're coming to our next exercise, which is going to be a side bend. So, set up for this exercise can be 2 ways with the legs. It's a great exercise for opening through the side of the body. You can either have your legs stacked as mine are in that little mermaid shape, or we can come here with the underneath leg bent in the mermaid shape and your top foot just crossed in front with the knee shining up to the ceiling. And I'm going to do this variation today. With your hand, it's going to be a little bit further forward than your hip, maybe in line with your knee, and a beautiful mermaid shape arm here. It's a deep breath in, and then an exhale, reaching up and over, press through that underneath shin, and you're coming to a beautiful side bend. Now what we're looking for is this beautiful rounded wheel shape underneath, and a press of your shoulder away from your ear. Lowering down softly, bottom just touches down to the floor. Good, you've got another 4 to go here. So press and lift, reach, and lower. Good, 3 more. So whilst we're getting some work through that underneath shoulder, through the underneath obliques and glutes, the most important thing here is getting that beautiful rainbow shape opening through the top side of the body. And then lowering your last one, just holding it up here. Hold, enjoy. Nice deep breath in and out. Think about reaching more through these fingertips, up and over, up and over, up and over. And then slowly, slowly, slowly lowering down all the way to the bottom. Straight to the other side, 5 times. So remember your setup, you're either in your mermaid shaped legs or lengthen the bottom leg slightly, crossing your ankle in front of that bottom leg and hand is slightly forward, more in line with the knee than the hip. Mermaid shape arm, 5 repetitions. Here we go. It's up and over, reaching. Now just remembering, as I said earlier in the class, that it may not feel the same on the right and left sides of the body. So please bear with yourself if this is your more challenging side, yeah? Try and take that same focus and energy that you did on the first side. Oh, feels delicious. I've lost count. We're going to do 2 more. Nice deep breath. And then lowering down. Your last one, holding it up there at the top for that beautiful reach and stretch. Parting those top ribs, reaching over with these fingers. So you get that lovely stretch through the top side of the body for 3, 2, and 1. And slowly lowering. Nice work. Isn't that great? Okay, a few more exercises to do. Let's find a lovely happy baby first to really release through the lower back and the spine. So you're going to ripple down through your spine here, lying on your back. And then a lovely release for your lower back area, if you hold tension there, is your happy baby. So taking your knees out towards your armpits, your tailbone is naturally going to lift up off the floor. Enjoy that lovely stretch through the lower back area. And then option here is going to be to start to extend your legs, flexing the feet, holding either to the outsides of the shins or reaching to the outsides of the feet. Now once you have that grip, shoulders press away from your ears, lay the shoulder blades flat, and trying to lay your tailbone back down to the floor. If you feel comfy here, maybe try and lengthen the legs a little bit more, or stretching the hamstrings as well, and then a little bit of a sway from side to side in your happy baby. As I said, we had those other options as we were coming into this shape, so if they feel better for you, just coming back to one of those modifications. Nice deep breaths. If you want a little bit more, maybe stretching those legs out further. Enjoy. And again, maybe a rock from side to side. Good. For another 3, 2, and 1. Nice. From here, we're going to flip over like a pancake all the way onto your stomach. Watch out for obstacles. And our final exercise is going to be an upper back extension. So, really important for upper back extension is to listen to your body, yeah? So if you've had any issues with your back, and when you start to do this exercise you think, oh, I'm not quite sure about this, my body is protecting itself, please keep it small and low. I'll show you your options. So your hands are going to come underneath your shoulders, elbows to the floor, legs are parted. Oh, go away, weights. There we go. Nice. And then from here, just make sure that the bottom is not lifted. You're flattening through the fronts of the hips, and a slight feeling of pulling belly, or maybe baby, away from the floor. And we start here with a shrug of your shoulders away from your ears, and then a slight upper back bend, feeling of showing off the jewellery to someone stood just in front of you, and then a lower back down again. So this is your upper back extension. You're keeping your bottom ribs grounded to the floor. Abdominals stay on, so we're protecting the lower back area. And there's always that feeling of length from the tailbone through to the backs of your legs. Now, if it feels a little bit much to even come up this high, you modify, you take it lower. If you want a little bit more of a stretch through the front of the body, you start to lift. You go as high as you can, keeping those shoulders away from the ears, and then you start to press and lift the elbows off the floor. Good, this is enough for me today, but you can come a little bit higher if you wish. Maybe even all the way up, so that the hip bones start to come off the floor. Good, and remember just listening to your body. What feels good for you one day may not feel good the next day. So just really listening to how you're feeling at the moment. Remember, you're probably at home, no one there to watch you. So just listen, observe, see how it feels, see what feels good. And lifting, reaching, nice, and lowering. Just one more to go. Shoulders down, lift, squeeze, reach, upper back muscles working, and lowering. And then hands under shoulders, pressing back all the way to another shell stretch. Toes together, knees wide, fingertips reach forwards, and hold. Good, from here a couple more spider hands, so up onto the fingertips, wriggle forwards, and then release. One more, up onto the fingertips, wriggle forwards, and release down. Nice, just staying here for a few breaths. Let those shoulders just melt away from your ears. Two more breaths. Each time you exhale, feel your chest lower a little bit further down towards your mat. And last breath here, in and out. Good. Bringing your hands close in towards you, come up to a seated position. And your final stretches here are just going to be for your neck. Enjoy. So, rearranging leggings. Good. Make sure you're sitting comfortably. And remember, you can come and sit on a pillow if you prefer. And then you're just going to let one ear fall towards your shoulder. Other shoulder is away from your ear. Hand comes on top of your head if you wish for that extra bit of a pressure into the stretch. And hand can come behind your back and holding here. Nice deep breaths. You're welcome to close your eyes. Soften the gaze. And then just slightly head nod, chin to chest, keeping your hand on top of your head. And again, feeling that pressure of back of your head up towards the ceiling. For 3, 2, 1. Release slowly, softly, and change to the other side. Good. If you want more, hand on top of your head. Other hand reaches behind your back, feeling that lovely length and slope from your ear to your shoulder. Remember to smile. And then soften, chin to chest. Back of your head gently presses up into your hand. For 3, 2, 1. Well done, guys, that's us. Hopefully you feel mobilized, your upper back feels released. And hoping to do some more videos like this over the next days and weeks. So I will send those over to you as well. Good morning.